The Samsung Galaxy S27 Ultra is shaping up to be one of Samsung's most strategic flagship upgrades in years. And if the latest leaks are accurate, it's not just about adding more megapixels or pushing a brighter screen. The Galaxy S27 Ultra looks like a deliberate response to what buyers want right now. Noticeably better photos in real-world lighting, a cleaner all-screen display experience, smarter zoom without bulky extra hardware, and cost decisions that help Samsung stay competitive as component prices climb. So let's break down the biggest Samsung Galaxy S27 Ultra leaks and rumors, what they could mean in day-to-day use, and why this phone might be Samsung's strongest answer yet to the premium iPhone competition. First, the headline feature that's getting photography fans excited. Samsung is reportedly bringing back Variable Aperture, an old-school camera feature with modern potential. Years ago, Samsung used Variable Aperture on the Galaxy S9, but then the I feature disappeared as the industry shifted toward computational photography. Now, the Galaxy S27 Ultra is rumored to reintroduce Variable Aperture again, but with a more advanced implementation than before. Instead of a simple two-step aperture system, leaks suggest Samsung could use either a refined dual-stop approach or even a smoother, more continuous variable aperture design, supported by newer sensors and improved processing. If this rumor holds, it could be one of the most meaningful camera upgrades for real photos, not just spec sheet bragging. Variable aperture matters because it lets the camera physically control how much light hits the sensor. That can improve low-light shots by letting in more light when you need it, and it can improve bright daylight detail by stopping down to reduce overexposure and preserve sharpness. It can also create a more natural-looking depth of field for portraits and close-ups, less fake blur, more realistic separation. In simple terms, the Galaxy S27 Ultra may be aiming to shoot better in the lighting conditions people actually face. Restaurants, night streets, indoor events, harsh sun, without forcing you to fight the camera. But Samsung's camera changes don't stop there, because the leaks suggest the entire camera system is being streamlined. A new main sensor is rumored, optimized specifically for low-light performance and cleaner detail with less image noise. And while Samsung is still expected to target top-tier zoom capability, the Galaxy S27 Ultra may simplify the telephoto setup by removing a dedicated 3x lens. That sounds like a downgrade on paper, until you understand what Samsung may be doing. Instead, leaks suggest Samsung could rely on sensor cropping to cover zoom levels between roughly 3x and 5x. With high-resolution sensors and strong processing, sensor cropping can deliver surprisingly usable zoom without needing another physical lens module. The benefit is a simpler camera stack, fewer internal parts, and potentially more room for other upgrades, like larger sensors, better stabilization, improved cooling, or a thinner camera bump design. For users, the real question will be results. If Samsung tunes this properly, most people could still get sharp, practical zoom for portraits, food shots, street photography, and everyday subjects, without feeling like a key lens is missing. And for the ultra-wide camera, leaks point to next-generation HDR improvements. That matters because ultra-wide shots often struggle with dynamic range, bright skies blowing out, shadows getting crushed, faces losing detail. Better HDR on the ultra-wide lens could mean more balanced exposure, richer color, and more usable photos without heavy editing. Now let's talk design, because another rumor suggests Samsung could change the camera layout itself. Some leaks hint at a horizontal camera layout, which would give the Galaxy S27 Ultra a more modern look while potentially improving practical compatibility with accessories like tripods, gimbals, mounts, and cases. A horizontal layout can also make the phone feel more stable when filming landscape video, something creators and travelers care about more than ever. Next, one of the most underrated changes, the front camera cutout. The Galaxy S27 Ultra is rumored to shrink the selfie camera punch hole down to about 2.5mm. That might sound small, but visually it can make a big difference, especially when you're watching videos, gaming, or just reading on a bright OLED panel. A smaller punch hole means fewer distractions, a cleaner edge-to-edge look, and a more immersive display experience without changing how you use the phone. Selfie and video call quality is expected to remain strong, but the real win here is how premium the screen feels every time you unlock your phone. And speaking of the screen, the Galaxy S27 Ultra display is expected to remain a key strength, because Samsung still leads the industry in premium OLED leaks, suggest the Galaxy S27 Ultra and other higher-end models will keep Samsung's best OLED panels, delivering the vibrant colors, deep contrast, and sharp clarity that Galaxy Ultra buyers expect. But here's the interesting part. Samsung may also make a cost-saving move across the wider S27 lineup by using BOE-manufactured OLED panels in base models. If that happens, it doesn't necessarily mean bad displays. It means Samsung may be diversifying its supply chain to reduce costs and protect margins, especially as prices for RAM, storage, and other components continue rising. It's also a competitive strategy. If Samsung can control costs on lower models while keeping the ultra premium, it can price the lineup more aggressively, offer better promotions, and stay competitive against Apple and other Android flagships without cutting the features Ultra buyers care about most. That's really what the Galaxy S27 Ultra seems to be about, based on these leaks. Balancing innovation with practical decision-making. Samsung appears to be adapting to market reality. Buyers want better cameras, but not at the cost of bulky, overly complex hardware that drives prices even higher. Buyers want cleaner screens, but they also want durability and reliability. And buyers want premium performance, but they're also paying attention to value, especially as phones cross higher and higher price tiers. So the Galaxy S27 Ultra's rumored approach, variable aperture for more authentic photography, smarter zoom strategy using sensor cropping, upgraded HDR processing, a cleaner front camera cutout, and a premium OLED display. Sounds like Samsung trying to deliver improvements you can actually feel, not just read about. And there's another layer to this. Samsung's foldable experience is likely influencing the S27 Ultra. Even though the Ultra remains a traditional slab-style flagship, Samsung has learned a lot from its foldable engineering, camera tuning, processing pipelines, component stacking, thermal design, and internal space management. Some of the S27 Ultra's rumored decisions feel like they come from that mindset. Simplify where it helps, upgrade where it matters, and keep the user experience premium. Of course, it's important to say clearly, Samsung hasn't officially confirmed these Galaxy S27 Ultra specs. Everything here is based on leaks, supply chain chatter, and early reporting, and details can change before launch. But if these rumors turn out to be accurate, the Samsung Galaxy S27 Ultra could be one of the most complete flagship packages Samsung has delivered, especially for people who care about photography. A Galaxy Ultra with modern variable aperture could deliver better low-light shots, sharper daylight detail, and more natural-looking portraits. A streamlined zoom system could reduce complexity while staying versatile. Improved HDR could make the ultra-wide camera far more reliable. A smaller punch hole could make the display feel more immersive. And Samsung's cost strategy across the lineup could keep the S27 series competitive in a market where pricing pressure is only getting worse. If you're watching for the next true Ultra upgrade that focuses on real improvements, camera performance, display experience, and smart hardware choices, the Galaxy S27 Ultra is a leak worth paying attention to.